Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and leave a 5-star review. I'm Chierstin Susel. She's Makayla Perkins. On her phone. Mac, what are you doing?
I'm tweeting. I'm so excited about the show. I want everybody to come watch it. Go tell your friends. If you're watching right now, go tell your mama, your grandmama, your grandpappy, tell your cousins, your aunts, your sisters. Come watch the show because we've got a good one for you today. I'm feeling the vibes. Cheers.
Yeah, I woke up this morning and I had the option of whether to start drinking at 8:30 this morning because I accidentally opened up a can of seltzer instead of my cold brew. And
please tell me you picked the seltzer.
I didn't.
Damn.
But it would have been a really interesting show had I have done that. So.
Where did you drink your coffee this morning, Chierstin?
On my patio, on my new patio furniture, which Makayla, you built for me. Thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. I hope it was beautiful and wonderful and everything you ever imagined. I'm glad the chair didn't collapse underneath your weight.
Yes.
I didn't know if the washers, I didn't know what they were called at first. So I found out they're called washers. I didn't know if the washers were necessary or not. I kind of figured that out halfway through. So I was a little worried for your safety, but I'm glad you're okay.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go back and double check your work now that I know that.
It's okay. You're alive.
NHL Draft just wrapped up. Had an exciting first round yesterday. We were out at Four Peaks for our draft party. Had an absolute blast. There were a lot of people there. Like, it was so much fun.
Yeah, there were so many people there. Shout out to you guys for coming out and hanging out with us at the draft. It was our first ever official event at Four Peaks, and it was so much fun. I had a great time. Producer Sean was there. Chierstin was there. It was awesome. So thank you to everybody who came out. We hope you love Four Peaks as much as we do because they are our new sponsor and I'm obsessed with them. Their beers to die for.
Can I just say something? Their beer, is fantastic, but their chicken tenders.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Money.
The chicken tendies.
Holy cow.
Money. I have never had better chicken tenders in my life, and that's on my mama. I've never had better chicken tenders.
The chicken tendies are to die for. I'm obsessed with them. So if you're hungry on this Friday, you want to take a break from work and head down to the Four Peaks Brewery in Tempe, go get yourself some chicky fingies. You can also get all the beer that you could possibly want. My favorite is the Hazy IPA. They also have the Peach Golden Ale, Kilt Lifter, whatever is your jam. Go down to Four Peaks and grab it. If you are going to Four Peaks to drink a beer, make sure you're 21 and over, and please drink responsibly.
It's also Christmas in July there, by the way. They have special Christmas beers.
Oh, is that why you guys were drinking?
Yes. I had one called Holiday or something like that. It was named after the brewery dog. Amazing. Amazing. And it's only there for a limited time, so get there ASAP.
There you go.
Nice.
Well, there you go. Head out to Four Peaks. But thank you guys for coming out yesterday. We hope you had a blast. More events to come in the future.
All right. Yeah. So yesterday was an exciting time, not just because we were out at Four Peaks, but because Bill Armstrong did a heck of a job in the first round. I would grade him in a solid A. Got 3 really, really exciting players to look forward to. What are your thoughts though on that first round?
Yeah, I'm really happy with the Coyotes draft overall. I think they did what they came to do. I'm happy they drafted centers. Finally, you need center depth to be successful in the NHL, and the Coyotes definitely added some depth at center, which is great. They got some big prospects. They got more size, which is really, really important. I think Maveric Lamoureux was like 6'7", 6'5", 6'7", like a huge mass of a human being. So I'm really happy with the draft. I think they did a great job. They were also really aggressive. They traded up twice, I believe. They traded up in the first round, and then they traded up in one of the later rounds too. So they were definitely aggressive going after the people that they wanted. I think they got some sleepers in the later round. They got an incoming freshman out of Denver. His name's Miko, who I'm really, really excited about.
Of course you would be. You're like,
so
Denver, he must be a great player.
So yeah, I'm really excited for the Yotes. I think they did a great job. Bill Armstrong is the future of this organization, and in Bill we trust. So if Bill did it, I agree with it.
Yeah, I think originally everybody, like the shock factor of Shane Wright dropping down and then dropping to Arizona, it was like, oh, no brainer. Like, why even take the time on the clock to make this decision? And then they went ahead and drafted Logan Cooley, but it seems like even though Shane Wright was like the number one prospect for like years for this draft, that Logan Cooley was the right decision. Greg Powers, ASU hockey head coach, stopped by Four Peaks yesterday. And before he went on, we were sort of picking his brain about that decision. And he was like, if I was that Coyotes, I would have done the same thing.
Yep.
Felt like maybe Shane Wright was a little bit overrated. And then also there was some talk that maybe he didn't want to go to Arizona and said that he wouldn't play for them, which is very interesting.
How bizarre. Yeah, not a fan of that attitude. I'm of the mindset that if you're getting drafted by an NHL team or any professional sports team, you should just be happy that you made it to that level because it's so hard to get there. Obviously, I benefited from somebody pulling that type of move in the NFL, who I will not name. But kind of weird. I did not like the vibes. I thought that was kind of like he turned his nose up at the Coyotes, and I was like, okay.
Well, the other thing too is like, you know, there was like a lot of jokes when people thought he was gonna fall to the Coyotes, that, you know, like he just about like him playing in front of 5,000 fans in a college arena or whatever. But like, it doesn't mean he's gonna play for the Coyotes, you know, year 1 or even year 2 or like whatever the case is.
Yeah.
So like, you know, they'll be there hopefully no longer than the 3 years or whatever it takes, but it's not like they're permanently playing in a college arena. Like they have not quite turned the corner yet, but in my opinion, I mean, Arizona would be a really exciting franchise to get in at now.
Hell yeah.
I mean, the guys that have been here the last couple of years and have had to stick through, you know, like the COVID year and beyond, and are still here, and they're still like not really seeing the fruits of the Coyotes' labors in terms of, you know, having to have some down years before they could get better. Yeah. I would say like that's not ideal.
No.
But a guy coming in this year or next year, I mean, that's exciting times, especially if you have the potential of being like the face of the franchise.
Yeah, for sure. You get probably a new arena. Scottsdale, Arizona is an amazing place to live. Like, there's so many good things going on out here, and I think now is the perfect time to want to be a part of this organization. Obviously, I would have never said that many years ago up till most recently, but I think it's his loss. So whatever, we don't need you. I hope you have fun in Seattle where it rains all the time and you're miserable.
One more comment on the Cooley pick before we move into our first official segment of the show. So they drafted 2 centers with their first 2 picks. And, you know, you could say like, oh, that's good depth to have. But you could also say, because Logan Cooley is undersized, he could potentially move over to wing, just like kind of like Clayton Keller did, a center that had to move over because he was a little undersized. So they either got depth at center or they picked a center that can play elsewhere. But either way, I think like hopefully Shane Wright doesn't come back to haunt them. And this was the right pick, but I think Coyotes fans should be super excited with what they were able to get done with their first few picks in the draft.
Yeah.
Also, Shane Wright pulled a little bit of a Josh Rosen type of deal, I would say, at the draft. So
we have to talk about this because it got me saying.
So did you see this, Makayla?
Did you see this?
Right. Mean mugging the entire Montreal front office when he went up to the stage to take photos after he was picked.
Yeah, it was an interesting moment. I'm pretty sure we have the clip, and we need to show you guys this because I was shooketh to my core watching this play out.
He wins faceoffs. He does just about everything that is required to get to a Stanley Cup. You need these type of players. And while he might not provide the same type of offense you get from Logan Cooley or Juraj Slafkovsky, it's super important.
He gives me such sour grapes energy. Ugh, I hated that.
I mean, so he's either gonna be able to back up his attitude or he's not. Like, I'm not gonna play for you, and then you didn't draft me number 1 overall, so I'm gonna show you who's boss. That's either gonna play to his favor and he's gonna like be that kind of guy on the ice and live up to his attitude in that regard, or he's gonna be a Josh Rosen. Like, what was that comment that he made?
Was like, I'm gonna make every team regret who passed me.
Yeah, it was like 9 teams before made like the biggest mistake or whatever the quote was or whatever.
I'm pretty sure he's a free agent right now.
And then we all know how Josh Rosen's career panned out for him. So it's gonna go one or two ways here.
Yep.
And not that I'm like wanting the guy to fail by any means, but when you are that bold on draft day, like, you better back it up. So
would you rather him be okay with getting passed on though? Like,
I mean,
I love the fact. I absolutely love that video. Like,
I just think it's unprofessional. Like, you're on national television in the biggest stage in hockey at the moment. Like, you're gonna get up there and mean mug Montreal.
Plays hockey. He plays hockey like it works.
First off, it's speculation that that's what he was doing.
It was so obvious that's what was happening.
We don't know for sure
he was
where
smiling,
he was
and then all of a sudden,
yeah, but we don't know for sure where he was looking. A, B, he had an idea of how the best night of his life was going to go, and then it got completely upended. So it's probably feelings that none of us can even ever slightly relate to.
The other thing too is like their front office might have totally led him on. Like he might have totally been expecting, because of the way that communications were had or whatever, like what was said to him, like fully up until that day. Like, just like, yeah, I'm a lock. I'm going to be the number 1 overall pick.
Yeah.
So I guess I could understand that. I mean, in my opinion, because he's an athlete and the sport that he plays, it just like is what it is. I mean, there are a lot of different professions where that kind of attitude just like wouldn't fly.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. I mean, if he can back it up and like that becomes part of his persona, like, look what, like it started on draft day and then look what he's been able to do. And he's just like this menace in the league and plays with a lot of like whatever. Like if this is like the beginning of his persona in the NHL or whatever, I mean, I get it. But
all I'm saying is that if we were in Seattle right now, we'd probably be loving this.
Yeah, that's
I think it's dope that he's just like, you know what? Fuck you, Montreal. I'm about to make you regret this. I'm about to make not really New Jersey, because they were never going to draft a center, but I'm going to make the Coyotes regret this and watch him have like multi-point games against these teams.
I guess I'm just like so taken aback by it, because I'm just not used to like hockey players like doing that type of thing, because hockey players like the least like diva athletes in all professional sports. But AJ Hayfley in our comments, hi AJ, he's the DNVR Avalanche podcaster from Denver, saying that Wright rules, he's gonna go ham. Hey, if that's what AJ says, I believe AJ. So if he's gonna ball out, good for him. Hopefully he can, because he needs to back up that mean mug, because we do not want a Josh Rosen 2.0 on our hands. That was not cute.
Well, it's not our problem.
Not our problem.
So, yeah.
At this point, we would like a Rosen 2.0, because that means that Bill Armstrong made the right decision.
That's true.
And he's not going to come back and haunt the Coyotes.
This is true. You know what is our problem, though?
Maveric Lamoureux's parents' PDA.
Yes. I can't even talk. Just go.
All right. So did you see this? Lamoureux's parents exchanged tongues. And the video has gone viral ever since.
Oh, God.
After he got... Do we have the video?
Yeah, roll it.
Yeah, played lacrosse, too, the high-level lacrosse. Yeah. Imagine him on the lax field. Good to go.
Oh, okay.
Okay, get some.
All right, why not?
Hey, we're in.
Come on now.
Hey, we're in Quebec.
It's nighttime in Quebec.
Get after it, Mom and Dad.
It's almost 11.
Oh. It's nighttime in Quebec. Boosh, what are you laughing at down there?
Hey,
your poor friend.
I mean, it definitely spiced up the draft, that's for sure.
Highway to the danger zone.
What was that, Matt?
Maverick, Highway to the Danger
No,
Zone.
I know, but the way you said it was just like not how the song goes.
I can't get over that. That was full tongue. It wasn't even a kiss. It was just like... Bleh.
Charles Woodall Pike, NHL Draft After Dark.
Oh my God.
The best part of that video, too, is it did not look like the dad was fully expecting it. Like, the mom just went tongue out, and he was just like, I guess.
How would you like to get drafted?
I would be so
in
upset.
The first round, and the only thing anyone's talking about or playing back from that night is your parents.
I would be so pissed.
Making out.
Oh, I would be so mad.
Who
Your one shining moment.
Who goes tongue first anyway?
Yeah, like
they are French.
What?
They are French Canadian. So,
Okay, well.
But as we talked about before the show, this guy has turned into a complete meme. Not only is he 6'7" and like 3 pounds, I'm pretty sure him and I are like the same weight, and he's 6'7". His parents just went full XXX on ESPN, and he had, like I had said, 69 penalty minutes, 4 goals, and 20 assists. So 69,
nice.
420. Just
Elite
a meme
line.
of a human. I hope he is not a meme of a hockey player.
Oh, yeah, poor kid. I can't imagine having my one night being just like completely uphanded by my parents making out with their tongues on national television.
Also, do we have any confirmation that those were the parents? Like that might have been a coach or something. I don't know if you saw the NBA draft, but Bill Self got a kiss from one of the moms after his mom got drafted, after one of her son got drafted.
Like a kiss on the lips?
It It might have been. I don't remember. It was a kiss, though. They kissed. Maybe it was on the cheeks, but
what?
I'm just saying we are another assumption. We're
I'm
just
hoping
assuming
that's
that's the
his
parents.
parents.
Now that is scandalous. All of a sudden, it's your coach and your mother are like making out after you get drafted. You're like, what in the heck? Oh my God, that's scandalous.
And that's why he put all that work in with me.
Well, anyways. Jeez.
All right. Did you see this? I love this so much. The entire Coyote staff bought and wore the same exact suit to the draft. So Craig Morgan, so the Coyotes tweeted out a photo. I mean, when I say the same exact suit, I mean like color, like everything is the same exact. So Craig tweeted out that Bill Armstrong said he doesn't like it when everybody wears different suits. So the staff all bought the same State and Liberty suits because they're a team. He said they're the most comfortable suits he's ever worn and promised things are only gonna get worse from here. I don't know what that means. Did I read that right?
Yeah, worse is like they're gonna be more matchy.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's absolutely hilarious, and it's like first off, they're either gonna get made fun of for it eventually. Like if Bill Armstrong's tenure in Arizona somehow takes a turn for the worse, I feel like this is gonna come back to haunt him. But if it goes in the right direction, then it was just like a power move.
I love it. I think it's iconic. It's giving me like I have to match with my best friend in middle school so that we like are cute and wear the same outfits vibes. It makes me so happy. I love that Bill Armstrong did this. I think it shows that they're just like unified as a team. And I think the suits are really good looking too. And the insert is like the little Kachina Coyote head, which is so cute. And then Bill also talked about it in his post-draft press conference. And it's really cute. So check it out with the video of Bill, Sean.
I don't like when everybody wears different colors. So if anybody has complaints, it's me. It's like we're a team, so we should look like one. No, we had some fun with it. We put our blue suits on there, and there's some good comic relief on the internet. But I do believe that we were the best dressed. But that's just my opinion. That's simply my opinion. You remember the Coyotes were first. They were one. Oh, the line. Hey, look. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's incredible. Oh, it's incredible.
Yeah. Details, kids. Details.
What a gem of a human. He makes me smile.
I love the inside of the jackets. Like that little custom. I mean, absolutely love it.
Yeah. Looking fly, acting fly, drafting well. You absolutely love to see it. What a complete 180 from John Chaika. Holy cow. So you love to see that.
A little more personality.
Yeah, a lot more personality. So good for the Yotes. I love the suits. Bill Armstrong. If you have an extra one, I'll take a size medium. Just send it my way. I want to match too. I want to be a part of the team.
I actually feel like it's somewhat more like personable. Like the players aren't the only ones that like dress up with like, Coyotes gear. Like we're a team too, and like we'll match and we'll wear like I don't know. Like there's something just very like relatable in some odd way with them. So it's like they're like we're not just execs. Like we're coming in like we're the Coyotes.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you're a player, if you're the GM, if you're whoever. Like I don't know. There's just something about it that I absolutely love.
Look good, feel good. Shout out to Bill.
Something that didn't look good or feel good was fans booing. I believe it was Montreal fans booing Xavier Gutierrez when he thanked ASU and Tempe before he announced the Cooley pick. And like you could go like a lot of different ways with why they booed, but it's just like I think Javier's like face showed it too. Like he was like, oh crap.
I'm so over Canadians. I'm sorry, Leah. I love you, but the fact that Canadians are so bitter that the Coyotes didn't get moved to wherever in Canada they think would be able to hold a team is so irritating. Like, get over yourselves. Obviously, the Coyotes were never going to move. And if you ever followed anything about the organization, you knew they weren't going to move from the minute the new owner bought the team. So I'm just over it. I'm tired of the storyline. I'm tired of Canadians thinking that they're better than us. When was the last time a Canadian team won the Stanley Cup?
Before any of us were born,
before I was born.
Yeah,
so you know what, Canada, you're not even that good at hockey. America is a hockey country. Okay, so I don't want to hear it from you anymore. I'm tired of it. Take your stupid relocation rumors and shove it.
Also, I picked up on this. Javier Gutierrez thanked like the city of Tempe and then mentioned them building like a historic entertainment district. But none of that has been finalized at all. The only thing right now is they're just like negotiating. So I also thought that was a very, very bold thing to stand up there and say. Something that could also, I don't think we're expecting it, but something that could also like come back to haunt them in the future if they're not able to get it done. They're already talking about it on a national stage at the draft. Like as if it's a done deal, but I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, definitely ballsy. Hopefully they do get that thing finalized. Karen saying Xavier's not a fool. That's good. Or Javier, I don't know why I said what. Javier's not a fool. No, he is not. So, I hope that it does work out and doesn't come back to bite them. But yeah, at the end of the day, suck at Canada. We still have a team and you guys don't have any new teams. So sorry, not sorry.
Nicholas Batty says, honestly, good for Javier for doing what he did. Quebec has been public enemy number 1 for this franchise for the last decade, so they can suck it. We got the better top pick anyway.
Suck it. Yeah, I'm tired of Canadians thinking that they're better at us because they're not even better at us than hockey. So we'll keep our team and you guys can have a great day. Enjoy your maple syrup,
Now they do have us with the maple syrup, but
that is true.
No, New York State has the best maple syrup in the world.
Ooh, really?
Yes. New York State. There was a competition actually. This is getting really random, but they wanted to make the maple tree the state tree of New York, and Vermont was like, "No, you can't do that because our state tree is the maple tree." And so they had a maple syrup contest between Canada, Vermont, like Massachusetts, and New York, and like New York and Vermont tied.
Can't even do maple syrup, right?
So
I had no idea that was even a thing at all.
Yeah, Low Tone Capone saying their bacon is just ham. Thank you. Stupid. If I wanted ham, I'd just order ham. What is Canadian bacon? Anyway, I could talk crap about Canada for forever. Sorry, Leah.
Well, speaking of Leah and Canada and the Coyotes, our PHNX Coyotes crew flew to Montreal with the Stanley Cup. What are the odds and how cool is that?
Yeah, they can say they were on the plane with the Stanley Cup. It took them like 48 hours to get to Canada because of all the delays that were happening. But they finally made it and the Stanley Cup made it too. And shout out to Leah, Craig, and Jacob for the marathon of a travel nightmare that they had to go through in order to get to the draft. You guys had the best coverage. If you guys watched our PHNX Coyotes draft coverage yesterday, you know. If you know, it was so awesome. So shout out to the PHNX Coyotes crew for keeping it locked down and giving you guys everything you need to know about the draft. There is no draft coverage like the PHNX Coyotes draft coverage, and I will stick by that.
Did anyone see if she got to like touch it or like take a picture with it?
She has Leah's touched it like a bunch of times, so
I have also touched the Stanley Cup before.
I have too.
But it's never like the actual cup, right?
No, a cup like that's on display. Like anytime that a human being is seeing the Stanley Cup, it's not the Stanley Cup that the players would have. It's a different cup.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like it's
copies.
Too old and fragile.
No
way.
I want to say there's either 2 or 3 Stanley Cups because I think there's one that's always at the Hockey Hall of Fame. I think there's one that it travels, and then I think there's the actual players one. I might be completely making that up, but I think.
That's probably smart because if you have seen what the Avalanche have done to whatever cup they have in their possession, that thing is not well. It is on life support.
Yeah, that's every year. All right.
You know what? I need to relax a little. Just kidding. I'm already so relaxed. It's Friday, but I could relax even more with my favorite OG's gummies. You already know how much I love OG's. I talk about it all the time. I was in the Discord the other day talking about how I missed the Diamondbacks game on accident because I popped an OG's and was like speed cleaning my room. So shout out to OG's for always keeping me right where I want to be. They have amazing THC scratch made gummies from their Arizona based kitchen. Their flavors are the best. Orange creamsicle is my favorite. It is so good.
What about, because we're talking about maple syrup, what about like a maple gummy? Would that be good?
I don't like maple flavored
that would be
things.
So good. There's maple candies up in New York, obviously.
Stop it. Don't ruin my OGs.
They're so good. Maple, Dude, I'm gonna talk to Max, get him on the horn with OGs.
Yeah,
No,
seriously,
highly
that sounds
suggest.
so good.
Well, if you can't decide if you would like a maple flavored OG's gummy or not, they do have a special limited edition seasonal flavor pina colada. I've had it. It's amazing. You got that really good pineapple, the creamy coconut blend. Oh my gosh, it's perfect for summer. Can't recommend enough. Orange creamsicle is still my favorite flavor, but pina colada is a close second, and it is a limited edition flavor, so you have to go to your local dispensary and pick that up before it's too late. Check out OG's online at ogsbrands.com and on Instagram at ogsbrands. You can also find their products at your local dispensary. It must be 21 years older to purchase.
So Espo already suggested the maple OGs. How in the world did we
What?
both individually suggest that?
Great minds think alike,
Yeah.
and it's a great idea.
Yeah.
So
I don't like maple flavored things, but it's okay. It's not all about me, you know? Well, we have been on a roller coaster this week in Arizona sports, and I think it's a perfect time to talk about our highs and our lows. Listen, nothing has had me on more of a roller coaster ride than this entire Kevin Durant situation. And now, according to Crispy Haynes, KD is off the grid. He has gone dark. Nobody can get in touch with KD. And I'm starting to panic a little bit because I really, really want to see Kevin Durant in a Phoenix Suns uniform. I feel like the fantasy has been sold to me. I have been on board with this, and now I just want to see it happen. And I'm a little bit worried about KD going dark. Obviously, I know these deals take time, and there's a lot of things that have to take place in order for this to get done. But hearing that he's gone dark makes me a little nervy. I don't
maybe
like
the
it.
Nets are just playing hardball, and he was just like, I'm sick of this. Like, so maybe he really, really, really wants to come to Phoenix. Think about it from our perspective. Like, we are like so sick of it. We're like, just get the deal done. Like, we had our hopes so high. Like, come on. And he's probably sitting there like, I wanted to go to Phoenix so bad. I felt like there was a real possibility. Like, freaking come on, Nets. Where he's just like, screw it. Like, I'm going dark. Like, get the deal done. But like, I'm not gonna sit there and like be tweeting and things like that or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, if you can go dark, go dark. Like, if that's what you got to do, I get it. But my heart is not well. I just want to know what's going on. I love the rumor mill, and shout out to Flex from Jersey for keeping us up to date with the most recent things that anything has to do with KD. Flex seems to be the go-to for it. He recently tweeted, quote, "I can't make this any more clear. No team in the NBA will trade for Kevin Durant without his full commitment and consent. He wants to be in Phoenix," which we've been saying for weeks on the Coast to Coast pod for now. Come up with all the trade packages you want, but that's the situation. So it makes me feel a little bit better that Flex is reinforcing that KD really does want to be in Phoenix. But I'm on such a low this week because I just want to know what's going on with KD. Like, is he pulling a little LeBron James and he's on like an island in Cancun? Like, what is going on right now, KD? Please just come to Phoenix. Please. My heart can't handle this anymore. Like, I literally have so much content for social media standing by just waiting for this news to drop, and I feel like my heart's gonna explode.
See, I've almost pulled a KD from like a fan perspective because I have gone dark in terms of like following it as closely. Like, I was hanging on like every single tiny word that was said from any media personality, and like keeping track like all day, every day. And like, I'm sort of just like, you know what? I'm not going to follow every single report. Like, just tell me when it happens or it doesn't. That's how I feel about it now.
Yeah, that's fair. So fingers crossed, hopefully sometime we'll get the news about KD. Who knows when it'll happen, but good Lord, just tell me KD's okay. So that's my low for the week. A high for the week, however, sticking in the basketball realm, is the NBA 2K covers dropped, and oh my God, they're so fire. This is D-Book and Diana Taurasi on one of the covers of NBA 2K. And
so this is something that, oh gosh, I'm gonna cough.
Oh, she's dead. Just kidding, she's alive.
So this is something that like I think the Suns made.
Oh, like a combo of the two?
Yeah,
this is like an artistic rendering. Diana Taurasi is on a cover with Sue Bird for the WNBA edition, and then D-Book is just that general 2K.
I actually think they did Diana Taurasi dirty as heck in this.
I don't know.
She looks
like DT.
a little off.
No, that looks like DT. Well, anyway, the covers are freaking sick. It's so cool that we have two Arizona athletes on the cover of NBA 2K, D-Book and Diana Taurasi. You can tell I don't play any video games because...
Sean, are you into video games?
Very.
Okay, so like, is this cool for you?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I know like a lot of the internet is upset about it. There's definitely players that I think you could argue are a little more deserving than D-Book. But I'd like some people are like D-Book doesn't deserve this. Like D-Book is
yeah, but
awesome
who decides whether somebody is like worthy of it? He's like one of the biggest names in terms of like not only what he can do, but just like
pop
the
culture.
swag.
Yeah,
he's
so that's kind of like I feel like a lot of times it's like based on what's happened in the last season, and this was almost certainly decided before the playoffs. But like people are like Ja Morant deserves it, or like because like last year it was Luka. So like I think this cover is the coolest cover I've ever seen though.
Yeah,
like
it's sick.
the valley,
the
just
colors,
like,
the desert.
I think it's dope. I think this is the first time in a couple of years they've actually gotten players in a studio to make the covers. Previously they've had to use like actual pictures because they haven't been able to get people in the studio for obvious reasons. But I think this is pretty cool. I think it's cool for the Valley to have Devin Booker. Like it shows that the rest of the country is putting a little bit more respect on the Suns in the Valley.
Yeah, and who would have thought that a team that had only won 19 games in a season just a few short years ago now has a cover athlete on 2K? You know, we'll take it. I don't care who anybody else thinks should be on the cover. It doesn't matter because Devin Booker's on the cover, and it's a sick cover. So shout out to Devin Booker and Diana Taurasi for being our cover athletes. I think the covers are sick, and they both deserve to be on them. And I think it's a good representation of Arizona basketball. So shout out to those two. But speaking of Devin Booker might be having just like the time of his life right now on the most high he's ever possibly been on. He just officially signed his supermax deal. So it was reported like a week and a half ago that he would be signing it, but it became official this week. It is a 4-year, $224 million supermax extension, which is crazy to think about. That is so much money. I'm sure he is absolutely living it up. Actually, I know he's living it up because somebody posted a video of this man in the middle of a club in a bathtub. Sean, roll the tapes. Like, absolutely in the middle of the club, chilling in a bathtub. There are girls in dresses all around him. He's got his phone, and he is literally just sitting in a bathtub.
Why is
vibing.
there a bathtub in the middle of a club anyway? What's that for?
I wish I could tell you. I'm not sure. I don't know what state or country he's located in. I've never seen a bathtub in a club that I've ever been to. So I have no idea what's going on, but the man just got $224 extra million on top of his contract. If he wants to sit in a bathtub in the middle of a club, I mean, sit in a bathtub in the middle of a club.
Josh Hunt, you heard of Elf on the Shelf. Now get ready for Book in a Tub in the club.
Oh my God, Josh, this is why I love you. That is hilarious. Yeah, that's Book in a Tub in a club. So, and he did get a Nike deal. That's right, Chris, in the comments. He got an extension, another 10-year deal, I think, with Nike. So,
and he was with Kendall Jenner again in the Hamptons.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
We all thought he broke up, and they were like, Uno reverse. No, we didn't. Just kidding. They were spotted together in the Hamptons, I think, yesterday, 2 days ago, on the 6th. So we all thought that they were donezo, but I guess when you have
maybe
a boyfriend,
they realized that they just couldn't live without each other.
Yeah, maybe it's a true love story, and they're going to get married. So shout out to Devin Booker, who just got a huge contract extension from the Suns. Re-signed with Nike, is in a club in a bathtub, and is with Kendall Jenner still. I mean, are you kidding me?
I feel like there's some, like, I can't do it because I'm not talented in that way, but I feel like you could change the, what's the 50 Cent song, like, in the club or whatever?
I'm going to try to let you work this out.
No, I'm not. I'm not even going to. Sean, help me. I feel like you're good at this.
I'm blanking on how the
Bottle
song
in
actually.
the club,
Find me in the club, bottle full of
tipsy.
bug or something like that. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, don't sing it though. We'll get demonetized on YouTube. So, yeah, shout out to Devin Booker.
Yep.
He is living his best life.
Yep.
The biggest high that anyone could possibly be on, unless you take OG's gummies. But shout out to Deep Book. Another high.
You can find me in the club, chilling in a tub.
You can find me in the tub.
I have no words for that.
Manga, what you need.
Okay, we have to move on. We
and you getting dubs.
I'm in that's a bad lyric.
Sticking in the basketball world, though, shout out to our girl, Diana Taurasi. We already talked about her being on the cover of NBA 2K WNBA edition. She also, this week, is the first player in WNBA history to reach 3,000 field goals. Shout out to DT. That's freaking awesome. She never really is excited for these types of accomplishments, but we're excited on her behalf. There's a lot of great things happening in the WNBA this week. Sabrina Ionescu became the first player in WNBA history to record a 30-point triple-double. Shout out to Sabrina. So lots of good things happening in the W. That's definitely a high for me. Diana Taurasi is killing it, breaking all the records, even at her young old age. I don't want to call her old, but you know, she's up there, but that's okay.
She's played in the league
she's
for
the GOAT.
a while, but yeah, I mean, I think a lot of like, whether it's a coach or a player, they reach a milestone. It's like, well, I have played in the league or I've coached in the league for a really long time. That's the only reason that I've gotten to that point. But I don't care. 3,000 field goals is a monster number.
Yeah, huge. So shout out to DT. Book and DT are really doing it for me. I'm so happy for them. Thank you for giving me my highs for this week.
Did you happen to see them hugging Sandy Brondelli yesterday?
Yes.
It made me like,
I know. I'm sorry, but I am so mad at the Mercury for not bringing back Sandy Brondello. That was the dumbest mistake they could have ever made. And seeing them like reunite with her they were in New York, right? For their game. They were playing the Liberty. It was on the road, I think. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it was. And just seeing them hug her made my heart shatter into a million pieces. I'm the biggest Sandy Brondello stan, and I'm so pissed that they didn't bring her back. I really don't, sorry to their current head coach, but I don't think their current head coach is really doing it for me or the team. So Mercury, that's a low. That's a good low. That's a good low for this week. Being reminded of the huge mistake of letting Sandy Brondello walk. But
the Mercury did win.
They did win. It's true. It is true. But they are, actually just checked this yesterday. They're both in fifth out of sixth place in their respective divisions. So they're kind of even when it comes to their record. They're both kind of having down years. So I still think it was a mistake to let Sandy go, but who am I? I don't work in the Mercury front office. All right, we got to talk about one more low. The Rockies, good old Rockies, they're in town, my hometown team, to play the Diamondbacks. The teams are battling it out for last place in the division in the NL West. And wow, the game. It was an interesting one. Rockies beat reporter Danielle Allentuck tweeted, "I feel like I am back at Salt River Fields for a spring training game. This game has no meaning. There's no energy from either team, and the small crowd isn't even paying attention."
Well, I mean, at this point, like, the Diamondbacks at one point were in the conversation to maybe secure a wild card spot, but like they're not going to make the playoffs. So at this point, we're like approaching the All-Star break where they're going to probably be sellers, I'm sure. And right now for the Diamondbacks, like, they're not really playing for a whole lot, like, unless you're talking about like you're playing for your job or whatever. But like as a team, it sucks to be in this position. And I did go to a game a few weeks ago and felt like the same. And I had great seats, and like I was super stoked to be there, and the environment was just like draining. Yeah.
I'm super bummed because I feel like this is a trend that we've seen in baseball, especially this year, coming back from trying to rebound from COVID, trying to rebound from the lockout. Like, it's been a really tough year for baseball. I mean, there are obviously those teams that are always going to have high attendance regardless of their performance. But like the A's have had really bad attendance, the Rays, the Marlins, the Diamondbacks. Like, it's been tough to watch. Like, the Reds haven't pulled a crowd. Like, there's a lot of teams that are kind of going through something like this. And I think it's like a hangover effect of like fans that were upset or lost interest because of the COVID season, because of the lockout. So it's just kind of a bummer to see because I love baseball so much, and it hurts my heart to think that this sport is really suffering right now in popularity because I don't think like there are so many things that can be done to prevent that just aren't happening. So it's definitely a bummer to see. And, you know, obviously when the two last place teams in the division are playing on like a Wednesday night or Thursday night, whatever day of the week it is, it was Thursday. On a Thursday night, I'm losing my mind. They're not going to pull a big crowd, but it just sucks that was the vibe that was kind of at that game because, I mean, the Rockies and the Diamondbacks are two very similar teams, and the Diamondbacks, like you said, they aren't playing for a lot. Like, this is very much like a wait and see season. Like, they're just trying to hold it together long enough so that the stars that they have in their minor league system can develop and make it up to the big league. So you can't really expect a lot from the Diamondbacks, but dang, it just sucks because I'm really starting to see baseball fade in popularity like before my eyes, and it breaks my heart into a million
Girl,
pieces.
It has been fading.
I know, but now like to see it like actually happening like in front of your face, like culminating in like all of these like disasters things, like it sucks. So that's definitely a low for me. I hope that the Diamondbacks will be able to rebound in future years when they have all-star studs all up and down the roster and they're hitting home runs left and right and their pitchers are pitching no-hitters and all those good things. I'm manifesting it all for the Diamondbacks because eek, it's been tough right now.
I thought you were going to say, and their pitchers are pitching, like, period. I'm like, yeah, when their pitchers are pitching, their batters are hitting.
They're doing the things that they're being paid to do. No.
Their outfielders are catching balls.
All the things that should happen. But yeah, so those are the highs and lows of the week. If you're in the comments, let us know what your highs and lows from the week are. We want to hear, we want to read them out. But before we get to your highs and lows of the week, we mentioned KD already, but
yeah,
cheers.
Let's circle back to Kevin Durant just for a minute before we close this thing out because we've been monitoring it on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Now, when this made the big shift that it did this week, Suns are now plus 110 to get Kevin Durant, followed by the Nets at plus 270 and Raptors at plus 400. They were minus
220
to something, yeah. Like just last week, when the shift happened, I know Espo tweeted out that he felt that it was just like the narrative with media was changing, and so that sort of affected what was going on in Vegas. And it wasn't necessarily that Vegas had this insider information; it was more so just like the conversation made the swing on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. So whatever the reason is, Suns are now plus 110. They're still the most likely to land KD, so that's good. But that's definitely one thing that I for sure have been keeping an eye on. Even if the thing that's cool, it's like, obviously we're big into, to sports betting and getting on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. But even if you're not wanting to place a bet and you're just wanting to kind of monitor a conversation, this has been fantastic and like just another interesting way to follow along with the Kevin Durant news or lack of news. So Suns, again, now plus 110 on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. So if you do want to get in on that conversation and follow along on the app, you can download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now using the promo code PHNX. Make your first deposit and get a risk-free bet up to $100 using that promo code, again, PHNX. So if you do want to place a bet on the Suns getting KD, now would be your chance. Again, you get a free deposit, risk-free bet up to $100. $1,000. Oh my gosh. I didn't even see that. $1,000. So you could bet $1,000 on KD coming to the Suns, and if you don't hit on that, then you get all that money back?
Yeah.
Dang.
Sounds good to me.
Well, that is only at the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions do apply. See show notes for details on that. Man, $1,000.
$1,000 in risk-free bet, baby. Love to see it. Go download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use promo code PHNX. Cheers, it's Friday.
I know. Are you doing anything fun this weekend?
What am I doing this weekend? I don't know. Do you want to do something?
Yeah, let's do something. I just moved apartments, so my weekend is going to correct. Yeah, you were. Thank you. I appreciate your help.
Is your best friend really your best friend? She doesn't help you move. Like, what are we doing?
You should have seen. Makayla took 10 trips from one apartment to the new apartment of just like a stack of like 100 pieces of clothing.
All clothes.
Yeah, I have a lot of clothes. So thank you, Makayla.
Chris sharing her highs and lows from the week. Coyotes draft and PHNX coverage was amazing. D-backs Discord is seriously the best. Sean Hot Wings on the Sun Devil Show, that was hilarious. There'll be a clip on that on our social media later, so make sure you check that out. Basically, PHNX is her high. Oh, I love that. Thanks, Chris. So sweet.
Thanks, Chris.
There was another comment a little further up I wanted to give a shout out to. Keep scrolling, producer, keep scrolling. Larry says, I love the new media concept and you two are a pleasure to watch. Thank you, Larry.
Thank you.
So sweet. I love the vibes. It's not too late to tell us your highs and lows from the week if you want to chime in, but if not, it's fine because it's Friday and all rules are not applicable on Fridays.
What's that song? It's Friday night.
Oh no, please stop singing.
It's Friday
Chierstin.
then.
Yeah.
It's Saturday, Sunday. What? It's Friday.